Hey guys, so today we are going to be continuing our Africa unit. We have done our Adinkra print, so we talked about the tribal group called the Ashanti, who are famous for making Adinkra cloth. We have made our African masks out of clay, and today we get to do a new project, and this is a project that I kind of came up with. I saw some ideas and decided to kind of make it my own. As some of you guys know, I went on an African safari a couple of years ago with my husband. And so Africa is kind of a place that I love and a place that I love teaching about. And it's a place that's very unique to the rest of the world. They have they have the largest animals on the planet. And it is just incredible to see animals that big, and they have, in my opinion, some of the most beautiful animals in the world. So I thought, well, if we are going to travel to Africa and we're going to be learning all about Africa, we cannot leave our Africa unit without doing an African animal project. So here it is. I'm kind of combining two things that I loved most about Africa when I was there, and one is the sunrise and the other is the animals. So we are going to be creating African animal silhouettes. And we are going to be talking about animals in Africa. So think about Africa and think about what kind of animals are in Africa. What kind of animals are in Africa? And like I said before, there are going to be some very unique animals that you can't really find in the rest of the world unless you're like at a zoo. So this is a picture of my husband and I and our guide when we were in Africa. And we got to ride around in this little Jeep, and they drove us out into the wilds of Africa, and we got to see some animals out in the wild, and we got to see some of these African animals. So what are some animals that you can think of that are in Africa? What are some African animals? What would you see if you were on an African safari? Well, here, let me show you. One of my favorites was the zebras. They have been my favorite animal since I was a little girl. African animals have been my favorite since I was a little kid. And zebras are one of the coolest looking animals, probably because when I was a kid, I was obsessed with horses, and zebras are a lot like horses. And so I love them. And they have a very unique sound. If you don't know what a zebra sounds like, you should Google it because it is a really cool sound. All right, so elephants, wow. Even bigger in real life than I thought. This is an elephant that I got to see, and students always ask me about the tusks. So this elephant has crisscrossing tusks, and the people there described it just as when your teeth grow in crooked, some elephants' tusks don't grow in straight. So maybe some of you guys were born with really crooked teeth, and this elephant has that in common with you. He was just born with tusks that crisscrossed. They didn't grow in straight. So that was pretty cool. So elephants are another animal that you would find in Africa. They're another African animal. There are also Asian elephants, but this right here is an African elephant. Giraffes. Oh, I love giraffes. They are just so cool. I don't know if it's because they're so tall that I like them, or if they're just so unique that I like them. My husband sent me a TikTok the other day of all these crazy random giraffe facts. They are such a unique animal. They're so different from the other animals. And one thing that I thought was the coolest was that they are taller than the trees. It is wild to drive down the road in Africa and you see trees, and then above the trees you see giraffes. It's wild to see an animal that is taller than trees. So cool. Crocodiles. Some students get these mixed up with alligators, which we have in the United States, in Florida, Texas, and some of those southern states. But crocodiles are bigger and they're different from alligators, and they are found in Africa. So you might want to do a crocodile for your art project. Hippos. I had no idea, but hippos are violent. They are actually very, very dangerous. I did not know this until I went to Africa, but hippos they're really big. I always thought they were kind of just like slow, lazy, easygoing animals. They're not. So hippos are a really cool African animal. Cheetahs. Oh man, you have to love a good wildcat, right? So Africa has a lot of wild cats. Leopards are another one that we saw. Leopards are really hard to find. They are not a commonly seen animal. They're really good at hiding. They're really good at camouflage. So leopards are a really cool animal to see in Africa. Lions. Who doesn't love a good lion? And I feel like when you think about Africa, you think about African sunrises, you think of Lion King, right? At least I do. Maybe you don't, but I do. So here is a lion with her cub. I got to see some lionesses, which is female lions with their cubs. Rhinos. Aren't they just the coolest looking animal? Also kind of scary because that horn is not kidding around. But rhinos are a really cool African animal. So we are going to talk about silhouettes. What is a silhouette? All right, a silhouette is basically the outline of an object. So it doesn't have to be an animal, it can be a person, and it's usually created by the object standing in between you and the light source. So usually that's the sun or the moon. Usually it's a sun setting that will cause a silhouette. And so when you have that bright sun behind the object and you're standing in front of the object, it makes the object look dark. So you can't see like the giraffe's eyes or the spots or its face in this picture. You can only see the basic outline of the object. And I'm going to attach a video to this one too, so that you guys can kind of see a different explanation of silhouettes that I think might help you understand it a little bit better too. So here are some more examples of some African sunrises with some African animals. And then this is the video, so I will link that one later for you guys. So what we're going to be doing today is you're going to draw a silhouette of an African animal. So watch the next video where I will show you guys a little bit more of what I want for that, okay? So watch the video that explains silhouettes a little bit better, and then watch the art video where I will show you guys what we are doing today.